Welcome to another edition of Smalltalk for You. This morning I wanted to take a look at some query information that you can get out of va+smalltalk depending on the kinds of things you need to know. Let's go here to Tools, Query, and you'll find there's a little menu off here. And you can find all kinds of interesting things. I've already mentioned things like open class additions and unreleased classes. But here's an interesting one, empty class extensions rather. So if you've got any extensions that you've created but not put anything in, you thought you were going to extend, say, class object, but you didn't actually do it, you could find out. And here it turns out that in this sub app, there's this class, and it's empty. So I've tried to extend this, and it's empty, or actually VA did. So even the system has a few of these examples, kind of interesting. So if you go to Tools, again, Query, and you pull this right, and let's take a look at undefined classes. Well, it turns out that's good. There aren't any of those. Let's pull it down again, take a look at Query, classes owned by. So here's an interesting one. I can find out if I own any classes. And you can find here, it turns out that I've been kind of sloppy. Everything I've been doing as library supervisor. Probably not the cleanest thing in the world, but it's interesting information. And it can also tell you if you have people who've left your organization and you need to reorganize the code so that you don't have to log in as Fred. Now the Fred has moved on. You can change ownership of all that stuff by finding out what he actually owns. So let's go down here to Query again. Classes using pool. Now va+smalltalk still has pool dictionaries. If you're in VisualWorks, I think they call them something else now. You've got shared variables, and if you go into, actually they're just globals. They're a completely different animal in VisualWorks, never mind that. But you still have these in most Smalltalks, and it's sometimes hard to find out where they come from. So let's select this one and see who actually references this. And you can see all these places that that one's referenced. So if you've got a pool dictionary and you're not sure where it's used or why it's used, interesting way to find out. Let's go to Tools, Query one more time, and you find out-of-scope references. So let's take an application, see if there are any out-of-scope references, meaning is there anywhere in this application we reference code that isn't included as something that we should be referencing, so something we shouldn't have access to. And it turns out that there's nothing there. And this is a good check to have before you decide to try to deploy an application, because you don't want to get it all ready to deploy, push it out there, and then find out, oh gosh, we actually have out-of-scope references, the application will crash. So that's about all I wanted to cover for today. Until next time, have fun with whatever Smalltalk you're using.